Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their awakening process, and today is going to be an Ascension energy update for the week of November 27th, 2017. The primary theme is going to be profound healing, raising your vibration and experiencing consequently a greater spiritual connection. That is where I think will be kind of like the end result anyways. As I always do, I break up the energy into 5 or so different themes, something you can really grab a hold of more so than what I just said, something that will allow you to, I think, better apply it and relate with it in your daily life so that you can extract a sense of guidance and understanding with all of this. So anyways, I'll get right into the video. See you inside. Number 1, as I said, just sometimes we can feel like we're not getting anywhere. Like, wow, I've been this dark night of the soul and this empath anxiety, and I hate the world I live in. It's so dark and crazy and ugly, and my life on this physically, like literally, is falling apart, losing jobs, and all this confusion and chaos. And a lot of times it's like it can be like that for an extended period, but then there are those times where you feel viscerally the tangible results of all of that madness. That awakening madness is leading to a higher vibrational version of you. And that's just something to say, a higher vibrational version of me. Whoop-de-freaking-do. What the hell does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's, you feel it. There are times where you can feel the absence of the emotions that correlate with the madness. The madness is helping you become aware of that, and that's not fun. But then the outcome is you letting it go. And as you let go of a self-limiting core belief or resentment or some guilt or some kind of past childhood trauma, you realize just how much of an influence that was on your personality, and therefore how much it influenced your life experience. So the initial feeling of being lighter feels amazing. It gives you real tangible evidence, at least to your own mind, that all of this really is leading somewhere very powerful and positive. But just imagine the implications of you now going through life as this new version of yourself. Number 2 is sometimes when we have these liberating experiences, we play them out in our day-to-day life in a way that resembles a video I made a little while ago called the decluttering phase of awakening. It's where you've changed so much that you have like an itch, and that itch is the physical manifestations that no longer resonate with the new you. It might be that you've changed and want to clean the closet, or you can't help, you're having almost like experiences draw to your attention how messy your garage is. One time this happened to me. The garage door fell off. Just freaking fell off its track. It was like a newer garage. And it forced me to face the pit, which was my garage that could not even handle even a single car in. It was a 2-car garage. Couldn't park in it. And it was like it was a kind of an interesting feeling where a dread, where the garage seemed messier than ever, and yet a strong need parallel to that dread to just gut it, to clean it up. So sometimes we can have where the theme of our life just directs to the garage, the closet, the house, your car, whatever, where we really feel like compelled to organize it. And in doing so, it's almost like you're allowing your new high vibration to have space and to soar. And it can be quite an energetic experience in my experience. I would notice this when I would clean like the garage, or when I would be in this kind of stage myself, that it would, for one, when I was doing it, I felt really in alignment. I felt really good. Like, wow, it was just such an exciting thing for me to clean the garage, and it felt so good to have that space. But also that new energy would sometimes tire me out. I would be more tired than you would expect from like cleaning the garage. Of course, cleaning the garage, and I keep going back, it's just a metaphor, but it requires some physical energy. But I was like a young guy, pretty good shape. I felt like I shouldn't be this tired. But it was such I felt like as I decluttered, it allowed more of my higher vibrational self to come on board. And though it feels good and light, it can really tax the body. So anyways, that all might be kind of going on as a result or in tandem with this, with the point 1 I was talking about. Number 3, sometimes when we're doing a lot of earthly cleanup, a quick tidying up of our old life or the product of our old unconsciously lived life, we run into, I'm gonna read it for you verbatim. It's just kind of, sometimes I write down these points that come to me in my head, and I think you might get a chuckle out of this, because I bet you can relate. I wrote point 3, strong irritation with the overly complex and pain in the ass details of life. Give an example. So we just moved recently, and when I was living in San Diego, we were memberships to this car wash place where you pay like a small monthly fee and would have unlimited car washes. Well, that car wash does not exist here where I'm living now in Las Vegas. And I got online the other day to try to cancel, and it was the most tedious, time-consuming, ridiculous process. I was probably 12, 15 minutes going through these questionnaires and doing all this stuff on my phone that I finally just gave up. And it's on one level, I feel like a lot of people who are awakening have like somewhat of a remembrance of what it was like to be on the other side, that we didn't have to deal with this kind of stupid bullshit, basically. And when we have to, because we're here now, it can be very annoying, very irritating. But I see that, this is my own Victor's personal theory. This is not anything to take this for what you will. I see it as a good thing. I see if there's enough people in the collective waking up to the fact that there is a lot of energy draining, soul stealing, pointless processes that people blindly carry out. If there's enough people getting pissed off about it, it might very well catalyze a change and simplifying things or whatever. But anyways, I've had this come up for me in my awakening where I've always not liked those kind of things, but sometimes I can have just an utter I am fed up with all these stupid little details. I don't want my life to consist of jumping through all these pointless hoops. But again, I think like the indigo light worker, the folks coming here, the pioneers, you guys came here to recognize the insanity of it all. And even though it might be frustrating and we might not, we might not change in the next few years or whatever, I see a positive in that. But anyways, it's normal. And if there's one tip I can give is to just accept it, because there was a time that I felt so entitled, I wouldn't do it. I would be so spiritually evolved, I wouldn't have to do these things. But those things I would neglect, they came back to bite me in the butt in a very big way. So now when I have a knowing that you got to deal with this, even though it's going to kind of suck and be a pain in the butt, I just suck it up and do it, and I make the best of it. For example, the other day, or like, I don't know, 6 months ago or so, I had to go into the Secretary of State, I think it was, yeah, in San Diego. And that is the most busy Secretary of State I've ever been to. I realize they're all busy. 50 people out the door anytime you go, even with an appointment. So I went in there, I sucked it up, I put on a good audiobook, I went into my own little bubble, and I got about 2 hours of like good listening / reading in, and while everybody else sit there impatient. So I'd be creative, accept it, deal with it, you'll feel better in the end. Number 4, sometimes we invite, you could say, one way to put it, outside help to help us uncover within ourselves a self-limiting belief or something to that nature, that it's becoming relevant where that would interfere with our forward progress. So sometimes it can feel like we're regressing because we attract into our life a situation that essentially triggers us, that riles us up and conjures up a very intense, emotional, panicky kind of reaction. But anytime that happens, at least now when it happens to me, is I always know whenever I get so illogically worked up emotionally, essentially, I look at it and I say, okay, there's a significance here, because there's no real excuse to being this way in my body. And if I am this way now, regardless of what's happening, there's something I'm doing to kind of perpetuate and fuel it. And I found that there's a correlation with discovering what that is and me moving forward in that next step of my journey. And now when I get triggered, I'm very quick now to, I don't ever really blame the person. It may be initially for a couple of seconds, but I know there's a positive and something to be gained. So if that happens in you, in your life right now, to kind of help you, to usher you along into living your best life, then see it as that. See all these experiences as a mirror. And when you don't like the mirror, you don't like the reflection in the mirror, you have to change for the reflection to change and resolve. Number 5 is the recognition that you're doing good, that you're doing a stellar job. You are succeeding. You're already getting proof. You're already getting experiences that show you that you're doing an okay job navigating your awakening and improving your life with the experiences now being drawn to you at an accelerated speed. Sometimes a lot of the awakening is just the experience of that acceleration, and it can feel kind of confusing and overwhelming, but there are times where it kind of like culminates into just us naturally having changed and therefore exemplifying that change. And it's very awesome and very rewarding, and I recommend you imprint that into your mind because it's good to know. I'll give an example of kind of what I mean here. For the longest time, I really had the desire to commit and just, I've gotten so much out of YouTube, essentially. When I was really going through a lot of my stuff, I had people I would watch on YouTube daily, people who did daily videos, essentially. And I just gained so much out of that. And I really wanted to be that kind of, I resonated with where they were at. I wanted to be like that. I want my life to be like that on the other side, doing it. So essentially, I've been trying to commit to daily videos for a long time. And there were times in my YouTube journey where I would start to kind of see a spike, and it would really kind of be a nice positive effect. But I had all these like self-limiting beliefs, and it was like a part of my struggle was to be able to do that. And I would trip myself up, and you'd see I would be inconsistent at times, and all of a sudden he's not doing daily videos, now he's doing it again, and it was a hard thing for me. But it was kind of stressful as I was continuing to strive for that, drawing in those same types of experiences that triggered me, and having brief periods of success and falling off and not knowing why. A lot of it was just me tripping myself up, my own self-limiting beliefs. But that was just one little pattern for me, and now here I am. I'm doing daily videos again. I've never had this degree of clarity and like feeling like clearance, like I know I'm going to be able to maintain it. You just watch every single day at 1 o'clock Pacific, a brand new video from Victor. And I'm finally doing it. It's happened. I was struggling with it for a while. A lot of uncomfortable circumstances associated with it, but here I am succeeding. And whenever I'm having something like that, usually you guys are having something like that as well. That's the real simplicity of how I do the energy updates. I simply speak about the themes I recognize in my life, and I put them on a piece of paper, and I kind of express it in my videos, and therefore that's the reading. It's as simple as that. So sometimes I'll share with you guys what I'm going through, if it's positive anyway, as a way to say, hey, look out for that in your own life. Maybe it's already happening for you, in which case, kudos to you. Good job. So anyways, my friends, the whole point of this, I think, is this week is going to really reveal to you that the awakening really is working for you. It really is. There are times where it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. I get it. But there are times where you know it's going somewhere, not because of just that all eternal knowing, but because you're living it out. It's in your life already. So anyways, my friends, that's my take on this week. I hope it benefits you. I wish you an amazing week. Thank you so much for watching, and your support and your love and your kindness. When you see this video, I'll be in Costa Rica, so you can look forward to the daily, maybe not daily, I haven't decided, but I'm going to do at least several videos of like vlogging my experience there with the sacred plant medicine ceremonies and all that good stuff at Rhythmia. And I'm going to have my YouTube friend Aaron Dowdy there as well, so you might probably see him on camera a few times. But regardless, one way or another, you're going to see a video every single day from me at 1 p.m. Pacific time, whether it's a vlog about the Rhythmia experience or just another video. I have a bunch of videos already in stock, so I won't miss any. So just kind of giving you guys a little bit of a heads up of what to expect, okay? I hope to see you all in the next videos. Have an amazing day. Thank you for watching. Namaste.